Hey everybody, welcome back to Fussy Cut Studio. Fussy Cut Crafts? See, this is the problem with starting a channel. and not. I was originally thinking of doing Fussy Cut Studio and changed my mind to Fussy Cut Crafts, so that's why I messed that up. It's Fussy Cut Crafts. I'm Adrienne. I decided that to kind of give you an idea of one of the things I do with my art, I was going to go ahead and do a junk journal flip through for you. Now, this is something I didn't just start it, but I haven't been doing this for very long. It's been less than a year. I started in, I think, August, maybe October of last year or something like that. October, November is probably more like it. And this is just a 5-star, super chunky now, and I'm not even done with it. There's like a whole section of pages that haven't been done yet. But this is just a 5-star composition notebook that's got a like a cool decorated extra thick cover. You can see it's got these like little metallic suns on it, and I added a few stickers. And this is just washi tape and some packing tape that I put on the binding here because when I pull it out from the mass of books and things that sit in front of me at the table where I do all of my stuff, I broke the spine. It wasn't quite as sturdy as I thought it was going to be, and so I ended up ripping it by always pulling it out. So I taped it up. But I decided I was just going to flip through this so you can see some of the stuff I've been doing. I really like doing this junk journaling, which I didn't know until I started this, which was, I think it was late 2023. And this is an en masse journal. And I started doing these pages, and I think originally I told myself I was going to do like one page of logos and labels from things, and I ended up liking it so much that I didn't want to stop doing it. So I kept going, and then eventually moved to this journal. Now, I think I said in one of my previous videos that I probably have like a million. I wouldn't be surprised if I have a million stickers in my house. And this is part of what I do with them. I put them on the front covers and inside covers and inside books that I collage or do art on. And okay, so I started this in, like I said, in 2024, and it was for labels and logos. And you might see some cat here because Kima is here along with Shakes, who's over here. But I thought I would just go ahead and dedicate a book to a whole like journal to that kind of stuff. So as you can see, it is labels and logos, but I also do write in this a little bit, which a lot of people don't necessarily do in junk journals. But I like to kind of make note of, make sure I'm in frame here. I do like to make note of either what was going on at the time that I had some of this stuff, or what I felt about these things. Like, this is one of my favorite pizzas from My Pizza. And I tried the cotton candy grapes, which were good, but actually so sweet that it was a little bit weird. So I'm probably never going to get those again. And this is, anybody who has cats or pets at all will know that you go through a lot of food. So those are cat food labels. Quick Trip used to have, if you don't have Quick Trip near you, it's a gas station with a pretty standard convenience store inside of it, except they also have like a whole drink station, and there's a little sort of restaurant where you can get made to go food that's hot. They used to have my favorite cappuccino ever, which is not real cappuccino by any means. It's, hot sugar basically with some caffeine in it. But they used to have such good flavors, and I've had to stop getting it because they switched everything over in every, from what I can see, in every Quick Trip, so that now they only have a certain number of flavors, which are not the flavors I want to drink, and it's watered down compared to what it used to be, and I don't like it. It makes me unhappy, so I stopped getting it. But I moved on for a while to getting the cappuccino from the Mobile Station, which is similar. And then I thought, if I'm doing this, once a week or whatever, I might as well just go back to getting the, like, what do you call it? The pre-made cappuccino instant coffee powder, which I did and was rolling along just fine with it for a few weeks, and then noticed that it's got genetically modified stuff in it. So something that's in there has been genetically modified, and I honestly cannot tell how good or bad that stuff is for people. And I try to stay away from it. So I'm going to finish what I have, and then if I can't find a cappuccino powder that's free of that stuff, I guess I have to just only drink regular coffee again, which is, I've done it before, so it won't be impossible, and there'll certainly be less calories and less sugar, which is good, because I do, despite the number of things that will be in here that you will see, which are for sweets, I do try to stay away from, like this, I do try to stay away from regular, white sugar, and I use maple syrup to sweeten things. I do that when I bake, and I also put it in my coffee, which I know probably sounds really, really weird to a lot of people. But it tastes good. If you're the type of person who likes flavored stuff in your coffee, like a flavored syrup or flavored creamer, then you'll be fine with using a little bit of maple syrup to sweeten it as opposed to refined sugar. Of course, like I say, not everybody is going to be down with that, which is understandable. I've woken Shakes up here, so we'll see if he interrupts the video. You also notice that I try to stick with gluten-free stuff because that tends to make me feel better. I'm not technically allergic to it, but I do have an autoimmune disorder, and it's not actually bad enough to where I need medication, but I was still having symptoms, and so I went the not actually medically recommended, but from all the websites I saw from people who have my same autoimmune disorder, they're like, well, if you give up or cut back on this kind of stuff, you will be likely to have a better time with your symptoms. So it's gluten, food additives and food chemicals, dairy, and refined sugar, basically. You can also see that I love my lip smackers. I've never stopped using those since I was a kid. They are my favorite lip balm. So I cut back on that stuff, and it has actually helped a lot, because I went from it. One of the things my autoimmune disorder does is mess with my memory, and I went from very quickly knowing where I wanted to go somewhere and where I wanted to go, and being able to picture the place that I wanted to go, but not remembering how to get there, despite the fact that I had been there dozens of times over the past couple of years or whatever, to And also, I was forgetting the names of people I've worked with for almost a decade. It was really scary. But changing, making those changes to my diet really did help. Now, am I currently eating too many potato chips and tortilla chips? Yes, I am. But I'm working on it. I'm really working on it. And I'm also working on, I think I said this before too, a spending freeze. I can't do all things at once. You know, it takes a lot of effort to implement new implement a lot of new stuff. So I'm taking it like one thing at a time and trying to not be so strict on myself and so hard on myself that I freak myself out and back out and end up not doing any of the things that I know are better for me. Some of these things, like this, I don't even remember. Okay, I found it on the ground on the side, outside of Half Price Books. This sticky note, so that's not even mine. This I found, was that the same? I don't even remember now if I found those together or not. But I don't think this is mine either. I did something kind of cool here. This I found in my mom's stuff. I think I found this in my mom's stuff and it was already ripped. So what I did was use it as a little doorway for all these Luton's wrappers, or one Luton's wrapper, because I had a cold. And I was trying to clear up my throat. And I've done things here where, you know, I'm trying to really use the book well, which is one of the reasons it's so chunky and I still have so many pages left, because I do a lot of flips and flaps and things come up. Some things are completely stuck down, some aren't, so I can fit more things in here. And I really do I try to only put in stuff that I use or have used in the past and not just put in every random label or logo I come upon. Like this is from Culver's. I love the food at Culver's. This is just a freshness seal from, I don't know, probably like pain reliever or something. So I put in a little bit of everything. By the way, if you have, I really, really hope these toasty holiday peanut M&Ms come back this year. They are so good. They are so good that, you know, I had this little, like, well, they call it the share size, but who, you know, how many ounces is it? 3.27. Who's sharing these on a regular basis? Like nobody. This is a single person size as far as I'm concerned. And again, trying to stay away from sugar, but new M&Ms, I thought I would at least give them a try because they sounded good and they are amazing. The problem is, apparently all M&Ms also have genetically modified stuff in them. And I don't even know, it might be the peanuts, it might not, I'm not sure. So I'm going to probably have to be a little bit more careful with this next time. Now, if you can see this shiny label here, one of the things I love is wrestling. There's not a lot of wrestling stuff in this book yet because I haven't done a lot of wrestling stuff. But in October, I had the chance to go to the taping of Raw and the taping of NXT and had an amazing time. And I also, on May 10th this year, see there's another, and I had a bigger bag this year. Well, these are the peanut butter and jelly ones. I wanted to try those too. And those were pretty good, but not as good as a toasty peanut. But I went to Backlash this year, which was in my hometown, St. Louis. So I also went there, and it was so much fun. I had so much fun, and eventually some of the stuff from there will be stuck down in here too. Now, I do like to use a package, and of course, anytime you use packaging that's come into contact with food, you just gotta wash it, guys. Soap and water, let it dry, and then you should be good to go. But try to wash it until any obvious residue is gone, and if you can, wash it until the scent of whatever food was in there is gone. Then that's even better. It's the last thing you want to do, or the last thing I want to do. What? Don't know what that is. It's like something I forgot to stick down. The last thing I want to do anyway is attract any more bugs to my space than necessary. I'm not really a big stamp person, but I have kind of gotten into cutting stamps off of things. And I've also started getting I think they call it the philatelic or something like that catalog from the post office. So I get all these cool, and they're filled with pictures of stamps, all the new stamps that are coming out. So I just thought I might as well go ahead and stick those down. And I keep this bookmark in there so that I can keep track of that page, because it's nowhere near being done yet. Because who gets good mail now? Does anybody get good mail? Unless you purposely sign up to get Happy Mail or something like that, you're not going to get, you're going to just get these stamps, which are the, it's just the flag, probably. That's all you're going to get. You're not going to get any of these cute stamps. Peel Pizza, that's another place that's in Clayton, Missouri, which is St. Louis County. Such good pizza. And they do have gluten-free crust, but I don't think they have dairy-free cheese. But whatever kind of pizza you get from Peel Pizza is amazing. I've been feeding birds for a long time, but I've started putting critter food out. And so this is I think it's a chipmunk. We don't get many chipmunks over here. There's one this year that I've seen twice. But now there is also, for 2 weeks now, I think it's 2 weeks, there's been a deer, grazing in the empty lot next door to me, which is wild because I've been in this neighborhood since 2007 and have never seen any deer over here. And now there's a deer in the neighborhood. We saw her for about a week by herself. And then over the weekend, or Monday, it was Monday, she brought her baby. So now there's a deer baby and a deer mama living here. And she was in my yard today. That was the first time I saw her in my yard. And she ate most of my bird/critter food. This organic popcorn from Trader Joe's with the extra virgin olive oil, very good. These are just a long time favorite. Again, not gluten-free, not sugar-free or anything, but I'm sure most of you, if you're old enough, you probably remember these from when you were a kid. They came in the little red box with the string on them. So every now and then I still need to get some of those. These are labels from barbecue sauce, from Salt and Smoke, which is one of my favorite barbecue places. Their ribs. They have this thing called trashed ribs that are they're covered in the barbecue sauce, but they're also kind of crunchy and sticky. Oh, they're so good. Some of my favorite stuff. And then these are labels. I'm trying to get rid of my candle jars when I use them up. So these are the labels off the Bath and Body Works 3-wick candle jars. If you have not shopped at Jet Pens and you like stationery, especially pens and paper and some art supplies and things like that, you need to shop at Jet Pens. Spend $35 and shipping is free. That's Country Time Lemonade. You'll also see a lot of things in here you'll see a lot of things from Amy's and other gluten-free and organic brands, but you'll also see a lot of things in here from Aldi, because I love shopping at Aldi. It's one of the cheapest places to shop. And I actually didn't completely take this down. I used it as a pocket for this, the top of this tartar sauce packet, which of course I washed with soap and water and dried. Let's see. Yeah, and Kevin's. Thank God for them. They have a lot of gluten-free and dairy-free stuff. And they also tend to have their stuff is also non-GMO, from what I've seen. So that's something I can rely on, even though, anything that's prepared is prepared or even minimally processed is probably going to have too much sodium. That's another thing I need to watch out for, just because of, family history. So I got a lot I'm dealing with over here food wise. It really sucks to not be able to just grab the food and go, but it is what it is. This I really like, and I'll rip some of it off there. This is fluff from a pea pad, basically, which is actually what this surface here is, because Shakes is old and incontinent, and he likes to lay up here. So I have to put pee pads down, and I put them in all of his favorite spots, so that if he wakes up and suddenly pees and can't get downstairs to the litter boxes, my things are not ruined. And believe me, he has come close to ruining things. I have had to throw things away, which has not been fun. He peed on many of my CDs about a month ago, which was this is a slight exaggeration, but it did feel slightly traumatizing. That was a rough day. But like I said, he's old and can't entirely control what he does. So just giving him a little bit of grace with that. I actually like Captain D's. When I was a kid, there really weren't Captain D's in St. Louis, at least not near my neighborhood. It was always Long John Silver's. And now most of the Long John Silver's are gone, and so are most of the Captain D's. But there's one near my mom's house, and I ordered Captain D's for her birthday last year. And we just had that delivered to her apartment, and that's what we ate, because she wasn't in the mood for anything in particular. And that's a story I will get into more some other time. Oh, here's another little WWE thing from the WrestleMania 41 Vegas shirt that I bought, which was on sale and very cute. And I got a ginormous one. I think I got like a 5X or something like that, so I can wear it to sleep in. And that has turned out very well. I also like including these stickers that come on, I think it's Amazon boxes, just for something extra. You know, I mean, they're stickers. They usually come off pretty cleanly, and you can just stick them down without using any glue. This rainbow sherbet, obviously not something that's sugar free or whatever, and it's also got dairy in it. But I finished this up for Mom. So things that I finished of hers, I've been putting those labels in here as I finish them as well. This is from when I had the cold last year. It was actually the first week of October, I'm pretty sure. So I just put I bought these because I needed something immediately, and I had taken my mom to Walgreens. And this is what I found that seemed like it might taste good, even though I had never had them before. But it seemed like they might taste good and actually work. And they did work. And they did taste good. So I just kept this whole pack in here, and I put something in here. What did I put in here? Oh, that's right. This is from the Skechers I bought that I broke out for Backlash. I've actually had them for years and hadn't worn them because I bought 2 pairs at the same time, but I finally broke those out. So I put that in there, and I don't know if I'll put anything else in there. As you can see, this is already a very chunky book. Let me tell you, if you never made a hot chocolate mug cake, that is a cake, like an individual serving of cake that you just that you make inside of a mug and it doesn't have eggs in it. I used this Land O'Lakes Chocolate Supreme Cocoa Mix to make a mug cake. It was unbelievably good. And you could easily add nuts to it or chocolate chips or whatever if you wanted to add to that. I like Bush's baked beans, but I will admit I only got this because Bluey and her sister are on the label. It's literally the only reason I bought that can. This I got this for Memorial Day. I was thinking I wanted to have some barbecue, but I didn't want to spend the money to order in, which is just ungodly expensive, like so many other things. But this was, I think, like $8 or $9, and This was really good. Next time I buy barbecue to have at home, to make at home, I'm going to get this exact same thing because it was amazing. And as you see here, I kept actually a lot of this package. That and this and this. And there's some room there for me to put something else there, but I'm not sure what that'll be just yet. I told you before that I'm kind of addicted to the Westcott titanium nonstick scissors, and I got a hole punch with a cushioned handle, which actually does not feel that soft to me, but I'm just going to roll with it because I bought it and so I'm using it for when I need to have something to close journals up. So I just punch a little hole in the cover and tie some pretty yarn in there. And this is the last page I've done so far. And this came from my new scissors, but that's what I've been doing. And then back here I've got another squirrel picture. A lot of cat stickers, some other stickers, and this from a bag of Reese's animal crackers, which were covered one side in the Reese's chocolate and the other side in the Reese's peanut butter, and they were amazing. They were so good and hard to stop eating, and unfortunately the only place I've ever seen them is at Sam's, which means it was like a 2 or 3 pound bag or something like that. So I can absolutely never get them again because I don't need to eat 3 pounds of Reese's animal crackers by myself. Okay, and I've got a few stickers here on the back cover, this eye and a little cherry. And I'll tell you what, I really do have fun putting this together. I hope you enjoyed my little flip through, and I will see you guys later this week, okay? Thanks a lot. Bye.